Our first Christmas, as husband and wife, was supposed to be magical until I accidentally stumbled upon my husband's gift list. He'd spent thousands of dollars on gifts for his friends and colleagues. What did he get me? Let's just say if I told you, you'd be shouting divorce him. I thought this was going to be my perfect first Christmas with John. After dating for 3 years and finally tying the knot last summer, I'd been counting down the days, dreaming of all our new holiday traditions as husband and wife. But 2 days before Christmas Eve, I discovered something that shattered my heart into a million pieces. I'm Betty, and at 29, I thought I had it all figured out. A budding career as an interior designer, a beautiful home in a quiet suburb of Maple Street, and a husband who I believed cherished me above all else. John and I always made Christmas special, buying thoughtful gifts and keeping them secret from each other until the big reveal. This year, I'd found him the perfect present, a vintage leather briefcase he'd been eyeing for months. I'd spent weeks tracking down exactly the right one with the perfect patina and brass buckles he loves. "You're humming again," John said that morning, wrapping his arms around my waist as I made coffee. His chin rested on my shoulder, and I could feel his smile against my neck. "Can you blame me?" I turned to face him, grinning. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for more amazing stories. Our first Christmas as a couple. I've been planning everything. The decorations, the menu, the presents. He raised an eyebrow. "Got any hints about mine, babe?" "Not a chance, mister, but I know you'll love it." "Come on, just a tiny hint." He gave me those puppy dog eyes that usually work wonders. "I've been extra good this year." "Nope, you'll have to wait just like everyone else," I laughed, playfully shooing him away from the coffee maker. "Now, go get ready for work before you're late again." 2 days before Christmas Eve, I was cleaning our bedroom while John was out doing guy stuff with his friends. You know, buying beer and all. The old record player spun our favorite holiday tunes. Bing Crosby's voice filled the room as I tackled John's disaster of a closet. My neat freak soul couldn't take the chaos anymore, especially with family coming to stay. How does one man own so many identical blue shirts? I muttered, sorting through the piles. And why can't he ever hang them up properly? As I reached for a fallen stack of sweaters, a crumpled paper fluttered to the floor. I recognized John's chicken scratch handwriting immediately, the kind that made grocery lists look like ancient hieroglyphics. My finger traced down his Christmas gift list, and with each item, my smile faded and my heart pounded. Mark, work friend, smartwatch $600. Sarah, sister-in-law, designer bracelet, $250. Jenny, college friend, evening dress, $550. Dave, gym buddy, premium fitness gear, $950. Mike, office mate, golf clubs, $800. Tom, brother, gaming console, $500. Karen, receptionist, perfume set, $450. The list went on and on, each gift more extravagant than the last. My hands trembled as I reached the final entry. Betty, wife, stainless steel, kitchen spoon, set, $20. I read it again and again. Maybe I was hallucinating. But, no, there it was in black and white. A $20 spoon set for his wife, while his receptionist got a $450 perfume set and his golf buddy got clubs worth nearly $1,000. Oh my God! Tears streamed down my face. For a moment, I hoped this was an elaborate joke. but I knew it wasn't. The pain was so deep I have gladly made John look like a stray cat's chew toy if he were here. My heart shattered and I was fuming. Yet, something within me snapped. I wiped away my tears and a plan formed in my mind. If John thought he could get away with a cheap $20 spoon set for me while showering others with lavish gifts worth over $5,000, he was sorely mistaken. I slipped the note back into his pile of clothes, tidied the house, and brewed myself a cup of coffee. "Hey, babe." John's voice echoed through the house later that evening. "Something smells good." I quickly wiped my eyes, grateful I'd had hours to pull myself together. "Just some cookies burning," I called back, forcing cheerfulness into my voice. I'd actually burned 3 batches while lost in my thoughts, but he didn't need to know that. He appeared in the doorway, holding a 6-pack of beer and a cheerful expression. "Rough day in the kitchen?" "You could say that. I thought we'd order takeout." "Pizza, okay." "Perfect. I'm starving." The guys and I worked up an appetite shopping. He patted his coat pocket mysteriously, and I had to stop myself from laughing bitterly. Yes, shopping for everyone else's expensive presents must be exhausting. I watched him devour 3 slices of pizza, completely oblivious to my inner turmoil. $5,000 on friends and coworkers, and his wife got kitchen utensils? Oh, this called for something special. My mind was already forming a plan. "You seem quiet," he said between bites, tomato sauce on his chin. "Everything okay?" "Just thinking about Christmas. That's my girl, always making everything special." He reached across the table and squeezed my hand. "This Christmas is going to be amazing." "It sure is," I said with a devilish grin. Christmas Eve arrived with a house full of guests. John's family, my relatives, and several friends I'd specifically invited for the occasion. The tree sparkled with white lights and crystal ornaments. Holiday music played softly through the speakers, and the smell of cinnamon and pine filled the air. I'd spent all day cooking and decorating, making sure everything was perfect for my plan. "Time for presents," John announced, reaching for his pile. "I'll start." "Oh, honey, that's a wonderful idea," I said, catching my sister's eye. She knew something was up because I'd been too quiet all evening, and she could always read me like a book. I sat back, smiling sweetly as John distributed his expensive gifts. The recipients' faces lit up one by one. "Oh my God, a smartwatch. This dress is gorgeous. I can't believe you remembered I wanted this. Golf clubs? John, you shouldn't have. This perfume is my favorite. How did you know I wanted this bag?" With each exclamation, John's chest puffed up a little more. He was clearly proud of his generous gift-giving, completely unaware of what was coming. Finally, he turned to me with a small package. "And for my beautiful wife on our first Christmas together." He cleared his throat. "Betty, you make every day special, and I wanted to get you something practical, something you can use every day." I unwrapped the box with theatrical enthusiasm. "Oh, honey, how thoughtful. And stainless steel, too. You really went all out. I can't wait to use these every single day while I'm cooking your meals." And now I stood up, smoothing my festive dress. My turn to give out presents. I saved John's for last, watching his eager expression as I handed out thoughtful gifts to everyone else. His eyes followed the expensive shoes I'd bought for my cousin Peter, the exact ones John had been wanting for months. "Wow, Betty, these are amazing," Peter exclaimed, trying them on. "How did you know?" "Oh, a little birdie told me," I smiled, catching John's confused look. "Someone mentioned how much you needed new shoes for work." Then my friend Samuel was so elated when I gifted him the vintage leather briefcase, the same one I'd so meticulously gotten for John. The room buzzed with conversation as everyone admired their gifts. Then I cleared my throat. And for my darling husband, I clicked a remote and the living room wall lit up with my presentation, How to Value Your Wife, a Christmas tutorial. The room fell silent. John's face turned scarlet as I clicked through slides, showing his gift list, complete with price comparisons and a pie chart of his Christmas spending. I'd even included a bar graph comparing the spoon set to everyone else's gifts. And to help you remember this lesson, I handed him a custom printed book, The Idiot's Guide to Marriage, special edition for clueless husbands. "Betty," he choked out, "I can explain." "Oh, I'm sure you can, honey. Just like you can explain why Karen from reception needs a $450 perfume set, while your wife gets cooking utensils worth $20. Later that night, after our guests had awkwardly departed, John exploded. "What the hell was that about? You humiliated me in front of everyone." "Oh, I'm sorry. Did my $20 presentation hurt your feelings? Maybe I should have spent $500 on it, like Jenny's dress. It's my money. I can spend it however I want. Right, because your wife of 6 months deserves less consideration than your gym buddy." "Tell me, John, what exactly were you thinking?" "Stop laughing. You're being ridiculous. Those are business relationships I need to maintain. And what about our relationship? What are you maintaining there? You're acting like a spoiled brat. At least I got you something useful, like the useful golf clubs you got Dave, or the useful gaming console for Tom." John stormed out, car keys jingling in his hand. I didn't stop him because he needed time to think about his choices. The next morning, I found a note on the table, along with a small fancy jewelry case. "Dear Betty, I thought well the whole night. I'm an idiot. A complete, total idiot who somehow forgot that the most precious gift in my life deserves more than kitchen utensils. The spoon set wasn't just thoughtless. It was disrespectful to you and everything we share. I got so caught up in impressing everyone else that I lost sight of what really matters. You're not just my wife. You're my best friend, my partner, and the person who makes every day better just by being in it. I'm sorry. This is just the start of making it up to you. Love, your remorseful hubby." Inside the box was a delicate silver bracelet with a heart-shaped diamond. I smiled, tracing its outline. Maybe there was hope for him after all. And so, we had our first Christmas together, not perfect, but real. John learned his lesson and apologized about 50 more times. He even vowed to buy me a proper present every Christmas.asc for me. I'm just hoping this year's gift isn't a $30 knife set. Though, if it is, well, let's just say I've got some great presentation ideas in mind. Binding bonds through beautiful tales. Thank you for watching.